This is the OWC Envoy Pro Mini, and this is an SSD that is in the body of a flash drive. It works with pretty much any device that you own, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how fast this is, where it falls short, and whether this is the drive you should be carrying around or if there's a different option you should buy instead. The first thing that impressed me about the Envoy Pro Mini is the design of it, because it's very compact. It's got a loop on the side that you can put a lanyard on it or attach it to your keychain. It's also made of aluminum, so this feels very durable. What's cool about it is it's actually got a USB-A end on it, so you can use it like a normal thumb drive, lock it in this way, or if you want, you can put it back like this and remove the cap and use it in USB-C mode. And before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to OWC for sending me this drive to test and review. So what I appreciate about this is it's fully compatible with your iPhone, and you just go to the Files app, and it should show up under OWC Envoy Pro Mini, and you can keep any files you want stored on it, watch them directly on your phone. That being said, the biggest drawback with this, if you're using it with a phone, is the fact that the USB connector on it doesn't protrude very far, so I wasn't able to make this work with my phone case. And if you got something like Apple's Tech Woven case, it might be fine. So to use this with an iPhone in a case, you might need one of those little USB-C extenders, or you could also always use a standard USB-C to USB-A dongle. But this also worked with every iPad I tested this with, so this is a great option if you need to add storage to your iPad and you want it in this incredibly fast and convenient small size. Or this is also incredibly convenient to use with a computer because there's no cable you got to worry about with it. It's just got the USB-C port built straight into it. Capacities on this drive range from 500 gigabytes up to 2 terabytes. I've got the 1 terabyte model, which is very handy for keeping larger files on it. And OWC also gives you a 3-year warranty with this drive. On the box, they promise speeds of about 950 megabytes a second, but from my testing, I was getting about 800 megabytes a second on the read and the write, which definitely puts it in that USB 3.1 territory, not USB 4 or Thunderbolt 4 speeds, which we'll get to talking about that in a little bit. One of my favorite things about this drive is the fact that the body of it is completely made of aluminum, so this feels very durable, and even the hinge on this has these nice solid metal screws on it. There's a couple of other details that we need to talk about with this though, namely the fact that the cap on this doesn't actually come completely loose. So it's got this rubber gasket on it that holds it on, which I think is so smart because so many other companies that make these things end up just making a cap that's attached with a string, or there's nothing to keep it on and you're going to lose it, get dust in the connector when you take this places. So I love that that's built in. They also give you a small lanyard, and there's a lanyard loop on the side of it. It's built into the metal, so again, you don't have to worry about plastic cracking, this breaking off of a keychain. I would totally trust just carrying this around on a keychain. I also love that the body of this keeps the USB-A connector safe when you're not using it. Another cool feature is there's actually an LED on the back of it that lights up whenever you're doing transfers, and it's pretty dim, but it does give you a nice visual indicator that this is currently working. Really, the only complaint I have with this drive is the USB-C connector on it is just a little bit too flush with the body to fit into an iPhone case. And this is a problem that pretty much any of these little USB SSD flash drive things have, and no one's figured out how to do this quite yet. I have seen you can get these little USB-C extender adapters, and that's what I personally would buy to use this with my iPhone in the case. The pricing on this is going to be all over the place depending on when you're buying it. In 2026, SSDs are pretty expensive, and unfortunately those prices have hit small drives like this as well. That being said, I did several different speed tests on this, and I was hitting about 800 megabytes a second on the read and the write, testing that with my Mac Studio. I also did some file transfer tests on this, and I was able to move a 22 gigabyte folder onto this in 50 seconds, which is pretty fast. And I did a 115 gigabyte transfer that took about 7 minutes, which is appropriate for a drive of this size and of the USB 3.1 speeds. I think one of the things that this really has going for it is that aluminum body, because that allows it to dissipate the heat that it's building up over the longer file transfer. That being said, I do want to compare this to USB 4 and Thunderbolt drives, because with those drives you can expect 3,000 all the way up to 6,000 megabytes a second, which is going to be way faster than these drives if you're moving hundreds of gigabytes or even a terabyte. And the question that you might be asking is this drive going to work for me if I want to edit videos on it or edit pictures on it? And the answer is it will, but I would say this is really designed for the person who wants portability more than anything else. If you want to use it with your iPad, if you want to use it with your phone, if you want to be able to quickly plug this into a laptop or desktop computer to shuttle files back and forth, this is the drive for you. You can also do editing using Final Cut Pro or any applications on the iPad or on the iPhone. And you can even edit videos on this on your computer as well. But where this will start to slow down is if you're running a lot of effects or if you're running multiple streams of video at the same time using multicam clips on your computer. That's when I would say you're going to want one of those USB 4 or Thunderbolt drives instead. Another thing I think this is really handy for is you can just put a bunch of files on this, hand it to someone else, and know it's going to work no matter what device they have. A USB 3.1 SSD like this just pulls less power than USB 4 or Thunderbolt, which means that it plays nicer with phones, tablets, and other laptops that can't always support the amount of power that some of these newer, faster drives need, which also means that this is less likely to disconnect mid-transfer on a device that's borderline on power delivery. Or if you want to edit from your iPad or your iPhone, this is another great use case for this. This is designed to fit in your pocket, survive just being thrown in a bag, and you don't need a dedicated cable or dock to use it with. Overall, I'm really impressed with the OWC Envoy Mini because it's durable, it's got the versatility of the USB-C and the USB-A connectors while coming in at a very small and convenient size. If you're interested in picking one of these up, I got links to buy in the description below, and if you got any other questions about it, leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear them. Like this video, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on any upcoming content.